How's it going? Welcome to today's video. As you can see, the Lexus is sitting taller than me right now because it is up on the lift. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to get some work going, I'll show you what all I'm doing. I am doing a control arm sway bar overhaul right now. So right now they're sitting on all the stock parts. It is sitting at 292,000 miles flat. I have a new set of tires that I'm going to be putting on there, and I want to make sure that all the components are going to be good to do an alignment, to do it right, to keep it lasting, yada yada, you name it. So this is going to be a multi-part video. I'm going to do the back end stuff first, and I'm going to move on to the front end. It's going to be the same introduction for all of it, but I'm going to go ahead, start removing the tires. I've got my 1/2 inch drive impact right here with a 21mm socket on it. That's big enough to take off my lug nuts. I'll go ahead and hit those. Just finished up working on the sway bar links. I'm going to go ahead now in today's adventure and start getting in the rear control arms and track bar. So I'm going to get the rear track bar, which is right here, fit it out. Going to go ahead and remove this here, remove it up there, and hopefully it should come out pretty easy. Got a 19mm bolt right here, or not bolt, socket. I don't know if that's spinning on the inside.
Probably is.
It doesn't look like it. Take that off, see what we're looking at. It's very slowly backing out.
What speed do you have that on?
Maximum.
Maximum.
Hitting it with the impact did take it out. You see that nut is still fixed in there? I don't know if it's supposed to be or if it's just rusted from old age, but
Looks like it might be.
it came out.
Just try with the impact on this, might work.
Yeah, if you can fit that in there, because it is tight up against the exhaust. Go ahead and see what we can do. If we can, I've got a giant breaker bar. Hitting it with the giant breaker bar, and as you can see, it's doing some damage right there.
A little bit slower than the impact.
Yeah, a little bit slower, but it's getting the job done.
Oh, hang on. Is it spinning this one or not? Let's see. Yep, it's spinning it.
It's spinning the nut on the backside?
It spins on this one. It doesn't spin on the one that you can use the impact on.
Alright, yeah, of course. I mean, I can go get my socket wrench. One of us can hold it, one of us can turn it.
It's fine.
Or if it's propped up against the frame, that'll work.
Wrench there.
The microphone will not do justice for how loud that was.
No, my ears are still ringing. I should have put the box end on it. I'm just stupid enough not to.
Yeah, we're going to keep working on that. I won't keep recording and bore you with that. Track bar is out. You can see right here, it doesn't look too bad on that side, but the other side, it's got a little bit of corrosion in there. This side definitely looks worse. That bushing is degrading. I can peel off chips of rust and bushing and all that, so I figured it was better to just get a new one than push a new bearing, or not new bearing, new bushing into an old track bar. So that came out pretty easy. It was just as simple as removing that one. I think that nut was just stuck on because the other one did come off, but we'll go ahead.
No, these actually are welded. It just broke the welds off. You can see the tacks on it right there.
Oh, yeah. Would you look at that?
One on each quarter of it.
Lovely.
It had so much torque on it, just broke it though.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. So PB Blaster did its job, but it only did so much. So I'll go ahead, unbox the new one, and fit it in there just to make sure it'll be good.
Always over WD-40 unless you're going to gloss something up.
Yeah, exactly.
Always choose PB.
WD is good for a quick little lubricant, but PB Blaster, I mean, it's oil. It'll sit in there and it'll do its job. It'll creep in there. New track bar is in. You can see it is nice and shiny compared to the old one. Got this end seated in first. Gonna put the bolt in, start to thread it. Same deal with this. We're gonna torque it down to spec once we're done with that. Went ahead and torqued that down to 90 foot-pounds, so it's nice and in there. It's not going anywhere. We'll go ahead. We'll start working on the top one since that'll be more of a challenge. It'll probably take us longer. So the upper control arms are kind of sandwiched up there, as you can see, and they're easily the worst looking ones. You can see all the rust among those shackles. So
This might be just a socket and box wrench deal, unfortunately.
yeah,
How
because
long's the bolt?
I don't think there's much
that's
fitting
not
an
too bad.
impact up there.
It's fine thread though. It'll take a few turns to get it out.
Yeah.
You know what size it is?
I don't, but regardless, we got to take off this first. This is for the height control sensor, which doesn't matter because I don't have airbags in here anymore, but we'll take that off first,
Just cut.
figure this out, and then keep going. So this little arm right here that the camera's not really focusing too well on, this nut is spinning with this thread in it. That's for the, what's it called? The height sensor like I was talking about for the control arm. So I'm going to need to cut through this somehow. It's a really tight fit up here, so I don't know how I'm going to do it. Colby was able to get his off, which is pretty neat. What size is that? Did you figure that out?
12.
So that's a 12 millimeter bolt. But how about the one that you have on right now? Is that 17?
17.
So 17. So
On the nut and the bolt.
yeah,
So whichever side you can get it on.
nut and bolt side. So we're trying to make some progress here. It's going all right. Like I said, a lot of rust that we're fighting up there. I mean, it's nasty, but that's the way the road goes. The passenger side control arm is out. As you can see, that thing is just flaking off with rust. The bushing was definitely deteriorating right around here. It was getting pretty loose in there, and I can wiggle that little metal sleeve in the middle around. This bushing is definitely worse. It's all sorts of cracked here, and on the other side, it's also very cracked. So I'm going to go ahead. I'll take this, toss it over with all the other parts that I've taken out today. I'll go ahead and clean up that shackle there and there. I mean, look at all that. That's so bad. Just hit my phone, but I hate rust so much. So much. Colby's cleaning out the bolts a little bit, hitting them with a wire wheel just so they'll thread on a little bit more, get some of that rust out of there. So hopefully that'll make a substantial difference. We'll make sure they go in there nice and tight once again. Yeah, the ones that were inside of them were actually pretty good.
A little bit on them.
Yeah.
The nuts got some gunk in it. I think that's actually the factory Loctite that was in it, because I can see some little white stuff on the thread still.
But it took forever to get those out. Like, so long.
It was bad.
So, we'll go ahead, we'll get those cleaned up. They are pretty much just as simple as unbolting, removing, and putting it back up. 17 millimeter, we use all kinds of breakers bars, torque wrenches, impacts, whatever to try to fit that out. So, go ahead and put that back up. This arm is up here now. We've torqued this down, the actual track bar and the control arm, to 90 foot-pounds. This one right here is on there nice and tight. I think we're losing a fair bit of torque going through these extensions here, and I think that's kind of screwing us. But
might do it. The other one I have to use too, though. That's the problem.
yeah, the one way tucked in the back, so that'll be a fun one. So we'll see what we can do. Maybe we'll have to throw a whole bunch of extensions on there and then get the actual breaker bar on there. But for now, it's providing us some trouble. So this one came out not too bad, honestly. Once we got one impact extension on it, it took it out a lot easier.
I wish the harder one to get to was easier to do.
Yeah. Of course, the harder one to get to. That back end is like over top the gas tank. Like, that is the gas tank that you're seeing right there. So this will be a fun one to get to. We're going to experiment around a little bit and let you know it works.
Putting torque on it, it might provide some persuasion.
Yeah. I mean, you can see that.
Definitely loosening it. It's just it just keeps staying in place.
So that one was a complete pain to get out. Kind of trying to show right here. You can see how much rust is on that side. But the other one where it links in is right there. So as you can see, we had to do a little bit of finagling right here. I had to get the breaker bar up there. We had to pull it down as hard as we could. Just kind of swinging back here. We had two extensions going deep into here where my hand was. Pulled it down this way, and then once it was loose enough, worked a box end up there, put the impact on there, and you can see just all the rust that it shaved off right there. So not the most scientific procedure in the world, but enough to get it out. So we got that out. We're cleaning up those bolts now. I'm going to wipe it down with acetone, get a little bit of that dirt and debris that you can see back there just caked off. And then we'll go ahead and install the new one. Alrighty, I'm trying to show it up there. Focusing a little bit, but that back bolt didn't want to go through, so we had to jack it up, put a piece of wood underneath it here, and just kind of lift up the whole differential, get it to sit nice and flush in there. So you can see where it mounts way up there. Not fun to get in, but my hands were able to fit up there. So it's all 17 millimeter. We cleaned off the bolts and nuts and threads and all that. So we're going to go ahead, torque it to 90 foot-pounds like we have for the other ones. And then we should be down with the top control arms. Both of the upper control arms are now in. You can see they look out of place with the track bar underneath this rust-ridden undercarriage. I'm going to work on the lower control arms now, which sit pretty low. They're 19 millimeter bolts, so we're going to hit them here and there, and hopefully they should be pretty easy. It seems that the bolt end on that side for the inner side sits out that way, and the upper ones sit inwards. So, see how this goes. If they were all that easy, this whole job would take us like 10 minutes.
I'll say.
However, that wasn't the case. These upper ones took us a couple hours.
The shortest time it took us was 5 seconds. The longest time it took us was easily 30 minutes.
Yeah. So that, yeah, it's a shame they're not all that easy.
That's it.
Nice. This part that holds on the emergency brake, parking brake cable, whatever you want to call it, is 12 millimeters. So Colby's undoing that now. These ones, like I said, are 19s, and these control arms, we probably did that one over there in 10 minutes.
5.
If even that, yeah.
Probably 5 to 8 minutes it was done.
The top ones probably took a half hour to 45 minutes, if not even an hour a piece.
That still ain't too bad.
Which, yeah, all things considered, where it's located and the amount of rust wasn't too bad.
Our control arm job is pretty good, all things considered.
Yeah, these ones, however, I mean, we're probably going to have this one done in 3 minutes. We're already halfway there. The impact's taking it clean out so far. Knock on wood. It's been maybe 5 minutes since I last recorded, and the other side, lower control arm, is done. No complaints whatsoever. That was stupid easy. I think that it takes me longer to change my oil.
They all were like that.
Yeah, if they were all like that, it would be a lot easier. So
If they were all that easy, everybody would be a mechanic.
true that. So that's it for the rear end work. That's it for the lower control arms. That's going to be it for this video. I'm going to do the upper control arms next, so be sure to stay tuned for that one. Be coming along next.